Hello students, welcome to the biology class. In today's class we are going to discuss the topic 4 of UC first year science, that is animal kingdom. As we know, we already finished the general characters of two phyla. One is Porifera, another one is Coelenterata. In today's class we are going to study about the next phylum, that is Ctenophora. So let us study about the Ctenophora. Phylum Ctenophora. So phylum Ctenophora, earlier it was in the group Coelenterata along with Cnidaria. So earlier Coelenterata had two phyla. One is Cnidaria and that one is Ctenophora. So both these phyla together, there was only one phylum, that was Coelenterata. But later these two phyla are separated and Cnidaria has become one phylum and Ctenophora is another separated phylum. So because of this, we may find many characters in this group which are similar with the Cnidarian groups. We will discuss all those characters which are similar with Coelenterata and which are separated or different from the Coelenterata. We will discuss in today's class. At the end of the class, we will point out similarities between Cnidaria and Ctenophora, and also we will find out the differences between Cnidaria and Ctenophora. So earlier Ctenophora was in the group Coelenterata with Cnidaria. Later it is separated from the Cnidaria. Now, so this word Ctenophora, we will talk about the word Ctenophora. It's a Greek word. So Ctenophora is a Greek word. Cteno means comb. Phora means beard. So Cteno means comb. Phora means bearing or bears. Means the organisms which are coming in this group are bearing or possessing comb plates on their external body surface. Hence they have got the name Ctenophora. Here we can see these comb plates in this diagram. So we can make out the organism round in shape. They bear 8 comb plates on their external surface. 4 on front side and 4 on back side. And these are bearing some comb-like structures. There are some comb-like structures on these plates. Hence they have got the comb bearing animals or Ctenophora. So these are the cilia, and these organisms have locomotion by the help of these cilia. So one thing we have to remember, these organisms or these Ctenophorans are the largest animals which can move with the help of cilia. Because there are many organisms we have studied in the last previous protozoans group, where organisms are very small and their locomotion with the help of cilia. But these are the largest animals which move with the help of cilia. And these are also commonly called comb jellies, or they may also call the sea walnuts. Because of their comb bearing structures on their external surface, they are commonly called comb jellies or sea walnuts. Sea walnuts because of their shape. Their shape is round shape, they look like a walnut. So that's why they are called the sea walnuts. Then how many comb plates are there? So keep it in mind, there are 8 comb plates are there. Where they are present? They are present on the external surface. What is their function? They bear comb-like structures with the cilia, and these cilia help in locomotion. So we have to remember these 3 points. So these comb plates are how many? 8. So the organisms possess 8. Number is 8. 8 comb plates ciliated. 8 ciliated comb plates externally on their body surface. On their body surface. Where they are present? Externally. So what is the function of comb plates? These comb plates are helpful for the locomotion of the organism. It's for the movements. These organisms are free living. So they move here and there in the water bodies by the help of these ciliary structure. Next character of this organism. These organisms. So these are aquatic forms and exclusively they are marine water forms. So these are aquatic organisms and exclusively marine water forms. Marine water forms. This exclusively is very important because exclusively means so the organisms of these groups are found only in marine water. No one organism of this group has found in fresh water. So in the last class what we have studied? Phylum Porifera as well as Coelenterata or Cnidaria. They were also aquatic. But some of them are marine water forms and some were freshwater form. For example, in case of Porifera, Spongilla is a freshwater form. So in case of Coelenterata, Hydra is a freshwater form. But in this group, all the animals or the organisms of this group are found only in the sea. No one organism found in the river, lakes, pond, well, like that. So that's why we used to call these are exclusively marine water form. Here I am going to tell you one more point. That is, in animal kingdom, there are only 3 phyla which are exclusively marine water forms. Because you have to understand this point and you have to keep it in mind because of the NEET or CET purpose. Because there will be one question. Remove the odd one based on their habitat. So they were going to give you 4 options. You have to remove one answer based on their habitat. So in such case, you have to understand each and every organism's habitat. So these organisms are exclusively marine. Along with these organisms, there are 2 phyla which are also exclusively marine water forms. Here now I am going to mention their names. One phylum is Echinodermata, another phylum is Hemichordata. So one more time I will repeat the same thing. There are 3 phyla in animal kingdom which are exclusively marine water forms. One is Ctenophora, another one is Echinodermata and third one is Hemichordata. These are animals which found only in marine water. There is no one organism found in the fresh water. Hence they are called the exclusively marine water forms. Now, so let us see the next character of this group. So these organisms are diploblastic. These are diploblastic, radially symmetrical, tissue level of organization. They have tissue level of organization. So the next character of this group is they are diploblastic animals. They have radial symmetrical body shape and their body organization is in the tissue level. So all these characters we found in Coelenterata also, Cnidaria also. So let us see one more time what is diploblastic. Diploblastum. Diplo means two, blasta means layers. So these organisms' body has developed from two embryonic layers. Means one is ectoderm, another one is endoderm. So the whole organism body has developed from two germ layers or two embryonic layers. One is ectoderm and another one is endoderm. And such organisms are called the diploblastic animals. Even coelenterate are also diploblastic. Next one is radially symmetrical. Radially symmetrical means if you cut the organism's body by any plane passing on the center, that plane is going to give two equal parts. So because the organism body is round, when you cut the organism by passing center point in this manner, also you will get the two equal parts. If you cut in this manner also, you will get the two equal parts. If you cut in this manner also, you will get the two equal parts. Such organisms' body shape is called the radial symmetrical. Here also I am going to recall you the one more point, that is when we are studying, while we are studying the basis of classification, there I have mentioned, but one more time I will make you to clear, that is there are only three groups of animals which show radial symmetrical. One is Coelenterata group, Ctenophora group and Echinodermata groups. So these three phyla show radial symmetrical. So these three animal groups show the radial symmetrical. Remember it, only three phyla of animal kingdom are showing radial symmetrical shape of the body. The next character is tissue level of body organization. So tissue level means the organism has only tissues. There is no organ formation. So the whole body has made by many tissues, but there are no organs are found still. Hence their body organization is called the tissue level of body organization. So these are the common characters which are shared with the Cnidaria also. The next character, very important character of this group is, they have a peculiar character, that is bioluminescence. Bioluminescence. This is a very peculiar character of this group, and this character is found only in this phylum only. So this is a very distinct character of this phylum. So you can understand, you can identify this group by the help of this character also. Bio means living organism. Luminescence means light. So these organisms emit light. Their body emit light. And hence that property is called the bioluminescence. Bioluminescence means emitting light from body. These organisms' body emit the light. And that character is called the bioluminescence. This character is very peculiar or specific character which found only in this group. So next character are, when we talk about the physiological properties of this group, we'll start with the first digestion process. So in digestion in this group, so these organisms show both extra and intracellular type of digestion. They exhibit both extracellular as well as intracellular digestion. Extracellular digestion means the digestion which takes place outside the cell in the alimentary canal. If the digestion takes place inside the alimentary canal, then it is called the extracellular digestion. Suppose if the digestion takes place within a single cell, then it is called the intracellular digestion. So same property we also found in the Cnidaria. Whereas there is also extra and intracellular digestion, and here also we find extra and intracellular digestion. Now one more thing related with the digestion is, here also we find the alimentary canal which has only one opening. They also have the only one opening which may be called incomplete alimentary canal, because there is no anus to the alimentary canal. They can take the food with the mouth and they can also remove the fecal matter through that opening only. So that opening is here. This is called the oral point or oral surface. So this is the another point related with the digestion. And next property, physiological property is respiration and excretory organs are absent or they are not developed. And respiration as well as excretion takes place through body surface only by simple diffusion. And there is no circulatory system. Circulatory system is completely absent. And nervous system is developed, which is very primitive type. So which has a network of or diffuse network of nerve cell, as in case of, as in the Coelenterata, here also the same nervous system is there. And the next property is related with their reproduction. Reproduction. So in case of Ctenophora, there is only sexual type of reproduction. There is no asexual type of reproduction. There is only sexual type of reproduction. Sexual type of reproduction. Asexual type of reproduction is completely absent. And here the sexes are not separated. The one more thing is sexes are not separated. Means we also call the bisexual or hermaphrodite. These are hermaphrodites. Sexes are not separated means these organisms are bisexual, or you may also say hermaphrodites. Means the same individual produce two types of gametes. Male gamete and female gametes both are produced from the same individual. But they exhibit cross-fertilization. Means here is one comb jelly and here is one comb jelly. And which also produce two types of gametes, male and female. And this can also produce male and female gamete. But the male gamete of this comb jelly is going to fuse with the female gamete of another comb jelly. Because male and female gametes both are produced from even same organism, but they are not going to fuse with each other, or there is no fertilization between them. If suppose in between these two there is a fertilization, that would have called as a self-fertilization. But there is no self-fertilization. The male gamete of this one is going to fuse with the female gamete of another comb jelly. And such fertilization is called the cross-fertilization. This is called the cross-fertilization. And fertilization is external. Means it takes place in the environment or outside the organism's body. Hence the fertilization is said to be external fertilization. External fertilization. And their development is indirect. Their development is indirect. Because there is a larval stage. Before they get into an adult stage, they have to go through the larval stage. So the larva of Ctenophora have got the special name, that is called the cydipid. It's the larval name of Ctenophora. And this larval stage is there during their developmental stage. Hence the development is said to be indirect. So this is about the phylum Ctenophora. So these are the general characters of the group Ctenophora. So as I told you, I am going to differentiate Ctenophora with Cnidaria and also compare the Ctenophora with the Cnidaria. So what are the characters which are common between Ctenophora and Cnidaria, and what are the characters which are not there in between them? So in Cnidaria, there are special cells called the stinging cells which are used to capture the food. In these organisms, there are special cells called the coloblast. They are the sticky cells. And these sticky cells help to capture the food. These sticky cells hold the food and use them and therefore their food. So these are the cells, special cells present in this group. Now let us first compare with these two groups and later differentiate. Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Common character between these two. What are the common characters? So, common characters are diploblastic. These are also diploblastic. Radial symmetrical. And these are also radial symmetrical. Tissue level of body organization. And these organisms also have the tissue level of body organization. Digestion is here also intra as well as extracellular, and here also digestion is intra and extracellular. Here also in alimentary canal is incomplete, and here also the alimentary canal is incomplete. They capture the food with stinging cells, but here they capture the food with the coloplast. So these are some of the common points between these two phyla, Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Now let us see the difference between these two. These have the special cells for the cnidoblast. The special cells present in this group are cnidoblast. Here they are for the coloblast. These are both marine and freshwater forms. Marine and they are freshwater forms. But these are exclusively marine water forms. Marine water forms. So there is no bioluminescence. Bioluminescence property. But it is present in this group. This is the another property. And comb plates are here. So these comb plates are absent. So these are the not here characters which differentiate Cnidaria and Ctenophora. And one more is locomotory. These may be free living or sessile. Means they fix themselves in one particular point throughout their life. For example, Hydra. Means there are two forms. Polyp, which is a sessile, and Medusa, which is free living. But in this group, all organisms are free swimming or free living. There is no polyp form in this group. This is another difference between these two groups. An example for Ctenophora, already have mentioned one example, that is Pleobrachia. Another one is Ctenoplana, is the another example. Ctenoplana is the another organism which is belonging to this group. So here I am going to finish this topic. So in the next class we will continue with the fourth phylum, that is Platyhelminthes. So I understood everything. So let us continue in the next class. Thank you.